speed. Live it.
Hi, I'm Vita Guerra, and you're living the low life.
Today on Livin' the Low Life, we see this car culture get its fuel from unbreakable family ties.
Raise our kids into it, they grow up to building cars the same way we do.
Vita meets the De Alba family, a car-building dynasty legendary in the low-riding community.
We don't call him sick.
Ted Mario Sr., he's a legend in my eyes.
He's an icon in this lowrider game.
And I'll be lowrider for life. We'll probably call him dead before we call him sick.
Welcome to the party.
Excuse me, can you put me on TV with that?
There you go. Tonight, everybody looking for places to go. We're looking fly tonight, ain't nobody really trying to go home. We're looking on the spot tonight, about to get it crackin', so bring your girls home. If you ain't down tonight, you can keep it pushing and take it all home.
In the world of low riding, there's something bigger than the cars themselves. And that, of course, would have to be La Familia.
Hi, Mom!
The lowrider community prides itself on actually most of the clubs being family-orientated.
One visit to a lowrider gathering will tell you, the love of family is the big vehicle that drives this community. It cruises through the generations.
Father does and he shows the son how to do it, the son grows to do it. He has a son, he shows his son how to do it, and there it goes. It's in the family. Then you get the girls out there, they doing it too.
Something that we can do as a family, so it makes it even better.
It's all about family. It's all about going out cruising, having a good time, going from one show to another, getting the trophies. Those are always fun.
Yeah!
For some, it's about combining the best of both worlds.
You don't want to go out on the weekend with your car and not be with your family, so you got to try to somehow put them together, and it works for a lot of us. It really works. It's a good thing. Get to spend time with our car and our family.
These rides need to be both cool and safe for the kids.
I had to have seatbelts or else he wasn't going to be able to roll, so I can't leave him home.
What impresses me most about lowriding, I would say not necessarily the cars as much as like it's such a family movement. Like the grandfather, the father, the kids, the grandkids, they're all into this one car, this one particular car club, and they're so like dedicated and they want it to live.
That describes the De Alba family. 3 generations of car builders and painters. They have racked up one award after another, and they make cars that truly stand out. So this is a family-run business, right? Tell us a little bit more about that.
This is a family-run business. It's different than your typical body shops, collision centers. My dad's the owner, my brother Mario, Albert, and it's me, Adrian, and my nephew, little Albert, is now working with us.
How old are you?
17.
17?
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing this?
Probably for about 3 years, constantly, since I was about 15 and I just started coming around the shop with my dad, and I just picked up on it. He taught me a lot, and so did my uncles and my grandpa.
It just happens to be that our love is cars, you know, and it doesn't have to be a lowrider, because it can be a lowrider, it can be a 4x4, it could be a motorcycle, it could be a bicycle. You know, it's all about a love and a passion for something.
Lowriding is about family and tradition, and no one carries on the tradition more than the De Albas.
When it comes to the artists and craftsmen here at Mario's Auto Works, there's a family that has plenty of old-school education.
they don't teach what I want to learn at school. I want to, you know, work with the family and the family business.
They already have the next generation ready to roll.
Andrew, my boy Andrew, he's 4 years old, and he's already a lowrider fanatic.
Oh, yeah? I heard you hopped the car with him in the back.
Yeah, he cruises with me. You know, I got him in his car seat, and we hop and play with the switches, and he loves it, and he's like, you know, hop it, Dad, hop it. He
it's
loves
like a
it.
rider for them.
Oh, yeah, it's better than Disneyland.
There's a good chance that little Andrew will someday be the one building those hoppers.
They're born to work, and everybody that knows us tells us they're your future employees. And I says, yeah, because it's funny like that, because we've had a lot of employees come and go here, but nobody does it like our family.
One of their cars has been on display at the world-famous Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles. And of all things, it's a VW Jetta.
True artist in that vehicle would have to go to my brothers, Greg and Adrian, especially Greg.
That was more of my expression of building something as radical as I can.
That's all my creativity. That's a lot of time in my life that I invested into it.
And not bad for the first car that you took on.
Not as far as that, yeah.
Yeah, so if that's your first,
And the funny thing is that the owner of it, I mean, he'd come in and he'd say, you know, I don't have to win. I just want a nice car. I just want to go and I want people to, you know, say,
admire
that's
car.
whose car is that? And that's mine. You know, he'd want it just to be admired, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, yeah. I go, well, we're gonna see what we can do. I can't promise you a win, but you know.
Winning awards is something of a pastime around here. We know these guys are good, but the real question is, how good?
How good are we? You know, we just sit around cleaning trophies all day. Actually, real story. We had that back room and this whole thing full of trophies at one time, but it was like, all right, this is a little overkill.
Well, you'll have to blame it all on this guy. In the world of lowriders, the man who created this car shop gets nothing but respect.
Mario Sr., he's a legend in my eyes. He's an icon in this lowrider game.
He started his own legacy of lowriding. Now 3 generations down, meet Mario de Alba.
Originally from Tijuana, he arrived with dreams and talent. And while his award-winning cars are a great source of pride, he has to love the fact that his kids have always seen him as the ultimate role model.
And I remember being a little kid and sitting there and watching him. I always wanted to you know, mimic him, you know, just be just like him. Because you know what, I ended up being just like him.
Growing up as a Diablo with my dad, he's the law. To me, he's a 10-foot tall man. You know, I'll never be bigger than him.
My daddy, he's got his unique style. He's the one that I consider and have to sit back and say that he has the old school touch, flavor, and style.
I had a passion for cars since I was a kid, you know, because I used to see the cars, and especially when they were fixed up nice, you know, and I always thought maybe one day, you know, I wish that I could learn, you know, to be able to construct one of those cars. And time went by, I kept at it, you know, like, because it was like my dream. It was my dream.
He's taken his dream a long way.
I never even thought that we would have our own business and stay in business for so long. And it's all due up to because we all work together.
We don't call him sick. We'll probably call him dead before we call him sick.
Lowriding isn't just about cars, it's also about family. And nothing says that more clearly than the people here at Mario's Auto Works.
The Diablos are a family of lowriders, and they know a thing or two about the word passion. And speaking of passion, let's check out Albert Jr.'s cool Lincoln. Okay, so tell us about your car. This is your car, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's a 1982 Lincoln Continental. We bought the car from a friend who had it before, and it was a Elite Car Club member before. But then we kind of brought it back from the dead because it had a crashed front end, and it wasn't working, it wasn't running or anything like that, so we pretty much redid everything.
Oh, Oh, wow, look at this.
Yeah, it has the
That
two
looks
pumps.
really nice.
Thank you.
So when you go to like the car shows and stuff, you just open up the trunk, put the music
Yeah.
really loud.
Yep.
What's the next episode? What's that? That's the name of the car?
The next episode's the name of the car. And I called it that because I kind of figure I'm the next episode of the De Albas since I'm third generation. So, you know, that'll be an appropriate name for the car.
In this shop, it's easy to see that the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree.
He was always there for us. He always was very, very strict on us.
He showed me how to be a good man, you know, be responsible. That's the number one thing my dad taught us. Do things right or don't do it.
The Fuentes brothers are another family of passion-minded car builders. Here at Homies, they specialize in hydraulic-lined hoppers.
Well, Homie started back in the early 90s. Me and my brother were both working at different jobs. We both wanted to do something different, and we just both put our mind together and said, hey, how about starting a shop? So a little help from Mom and the rest of the family, we put ourselves together.
From doing this show, I've talked to a lot of people, and I didn't know that family was such an important thing, you know, with the lifestyle community. And it's a beautiful thing, like I didn't know. And that made me appreciate the cars so much more, and the effort and the passion and time and money you guys put into it.
Well, you got to remember back in the day, lowriding was an underground culture. When you got people involved, you know, it was usually your friends from the neighborhood or usually your family members. And, you know, once you got into it, the love for the car just kind of grows, and then you get involved and you start taking your family to the shows and they get involved, and then there's more of an atmosphere, and it just keeps growing.
And of course, the variety of lowriding machines is just as diverse as the family members who drive them.
I think to me, coming from, you know, a Cuban background, family is so important in the bond that you have. And if you have something that you guys all build, you appreciate it that much more.
And the next generation appreciates learning from the last.
Seems like the younger the guys, the more progressive it gets. You know, they're taking what they learned and they're doing their thing to it. So when Pop had a 39 bomb, this guy's going to have, you know, a tuner maybe, you know, and it goes on, round and round.
Whether you're in a car club with your family or your family is the car club, there's nothing better than cruising over for a get-together.
Welcome to the party.
The family is often where it all began. For many of these drivers, lowriding started as a childhood dream.
Always, since a kid, I always liked lowriders. It was something, when I used to ride on the bus with my mom, I told her one day I'm gonna have me a lowrider.
Wanting a lowrider is one thing. Owning one as a member of a high-ranking car club is something else altogether. The members of Elite have cars that live up to their title.
Pretty much a childhood dream come true. I followed the car club ever since I was young.
Well, in the lowriding community, we try to bring everybody that's close to us together. So it's a way of getting everybody to hang out together. We throw picnics, car shows, we barbecue together, we drink, we make food, we all hang out, and that's what it is. We raise our kids into it. They grow up to building cars the same way we do.
There's really no distinction between the club and the family.
Well, this is our second family, you could say, or, you know, a real family.
Mario Sr. is the top man here.
Well, my dad is, I'd say, not only is he the president of Elite, but he's one of the eldest members of Elite. I mean, stepping aside the fact that I'm his son, in a lowrider perspective, we look at my dad as the godfather of lowriding, you know what I mean? And that's how all the club members look at him, as, you know, the godfather. So, you know, he guides us. We feed off of him, you know what I mean? We get his energy and his love of the sport.
Let's check out just what kind of ride Mario's rolling in.
Well, this is a 58 Ford Fairlane convertible, and I built it in 1983. And I still cruise it, you know, so it's a beautiful day today for it too, for a convertible.
And we have to get a look at some of the other cars that cruise alongside Mario.
It's a 1986 Chevy Monte Carlo luxury sport. It's custom built from the frame off. What got me was the T-tops. It's a pretty much stock engine, just with build Edelbrock components, and just decided to chrome everything on it. So Murals was S01 from Riverside, and pretty much I just wanted to get that theme, you know, that's around lowriding environment with the girls and the city and the money, you know, that we put into the cars.
Check out this cool ride.
It's a 1972 Chevelle.
It's our car. It's something that we built together. He did most of the work, but I was a lot of the support. My daughter, as a matter of fact, she picked the name of the car.
I had a favorite song called 12 Method by Elvis Crespo. My dad decided to see how it would fit, and it fit perfect.
I have a 1962 Chevy Impala station wagon. It's custom, hydraulics, digital dash, candy, chrome engine, disc brakes.
And Tony also honors a member of his family with this car as well.
I actually named the car Anime, which is after my grandmother. And it's kind of ironic because the time and sweat and the dedication that I put into the car, it's almost similar to what she's put the time and dedication when I was a little boy to get me up to where I'm at right now.
Around here, you'll find many future lowriders.
They're really cool, but they're coloring.
This gathering has it all. Good friends, cool rides, and family. For the members of this car club, it's a total package that's as good as it gets.
Man, it's the best feeling you can have.
Members of the De Alba family build and paint outstanding lowriders, and many will claim that their legend began after Mario Sr. put together one amazing Chevrolet.
One of the vehicles that's pretty much brought him to the higher level was this 51 Chevy El Corazon.
My 51 Chevy that is right here, the candy red, I finished the car in 1991. When I finished it, it surprised me, you know, because I took it to the Lowrider Super Show in Los Angeles in 1991. I took the best bomb of the whole show.
I would definitely say that this vehicle would probably one of the ones that it probably put him over the edge.
The De Albas work in that rarefied place where passion meets quality. Car after car, it's a journey that almost always begins with one very unpolished gem.
I think it's such a neat thing because, I mean, when you get the car, it's kind of beat up or it's not what you want, and you have a vision for what you want the car to look like, and all the work and sweat that you put into it and the time, when you see the finished product, is something to be proud of. And that's what I'm learning as I'm doing the show more, that how you guys are so passionate about it, and it's really cool.
It's totally cool and still fully family-based. That's just one of the many unique aspects of lowriding.
It's all family, you know. Like this car will be handed down to my son, and so on and so on. And you know, it's just a way of life. Lowriding is a way of life.
Lowriding is like family. It's for life.
With everyone fully involved, lowriding can span the timeline of an entire family. This is a car culture truly represented by family. The spirit of lowriding is unity. Whether it's in the blood or in the clubs, it's all about being together. And families like the De Albas will be lowriding for as long as there are cars. Maybe even beyond that time.
I mean, it's done good for us, and we have a good future ahead of us because, you know, everybody's always gonna want to fix up cars. Always. I mean, we don't know what the cars of the future are gonna be.
I know.
I'm curious to see. Yeah, I'm curious to see. You know, the first flying car, but you know, but we're gonna find the way to make them fly low. You know.
Yeah.
And I'll be a lowrider for life.
They build cars together. They drive together. Family is what it's really all about when you're a lowrider. Catch you and the kids next time.
Say hi, Booty. Say hi.
My dad used to have a 52 Chevy, which was the identical body style to the red 51. It was a pink pearl. How many men would drive a pink pearl car back then? But it was the 70s, you know, you can get away with that. And it was such a color that if Elvis was alive, he would have bought that car for my dad.
Living the low life.